For just $1, you get access to our bonus show, Friendimension.
Yeah.
Which we had a very special episode come out this week.
Well, I don't know if it's out.
Oh, really? Well, by the time Tuesday arrives.
Yeah.
But any moment now. It's honestly, I had trouble. I had issues with YouTube. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully, I can't imagine.
Well, they haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Let's hype it up because it is a very special edition.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Y'all are going to love this.
Yes.
Resident Evil 7.
Oh, my God.
We are tackling it.
We played it. It's scary. I got personally scared. I was screaming like a little
and we didn't even do
scaredy
VR.
pants, like a wuss.
No, we did not do VR.
Oh,
I'll
no.
say it. No, we were too scared for VR.
No, I can't do it. Garrett.
Plus, it's a
can't
group
do it.
session, so.
Yeah, I get that.
We might as well. We're jumping around here a little bit. I realize that. We might as well talk about the game a little bit
Yeah.
No, let's talk about it.
because this is rare territory again where we've all played it.
Right.
Yeah.
And we all have something to say about it. When I initially saw it, when they initially announced it, I was like, awesome, they're doing something different. And it looks creepy. Great. Then all the stuff came out about it, and we got close to the release date. I was honestly like, I don't know if I'm going to play this. This looks horrifying, whatever.
They remember.
And
you were very vocal about it.
Yeah, and I watched people play it, and I thought, this is too stressful to be fun. I have no desire to play this at all. And then what happened is I watched my brother play it, and I was like, you're making this look really fun. And then I realized I watched everyone play it in VR. My brother is playing it on a new 4K TV. Awesome. It's got HDR. You see all the detail. He's got it's a wide field of view, and it was scary as hell, but he was conquering it. You know, it was like, okay, I'm going in here. All right, they're going to throw some kind of creature at me. I know they are. Boom, there it is. Okay, get down. Okay. Oh, all right, let's go. It was actually fun being with my brother going through it. And I realized this is still one of the scariest games I've ever seen. But with VR, it's just too much too soon. With VR, it's like, where am I? Where? Oh, that's it. Okay, where am I? It's like getting your bearings in addition to all the scary shit. So for me, that's something maybe I'll try someday if I beat the game and I know where everything is. But playing it normal, now it's like, okay, it's worth enduring the scary shit.
Right.
There is a really satisfying adventure here. Is where I'm at with it. Some freaks will want to play VR right away because of that. It really cuts you off.
Freaks.
Yeah, and it's
Are
and
you
it's
into
great.
VR?
I say that affectionately.
Are you excited for
Well, you
VR?
said you're a freak.
Am I excited?
He's playing
I'm only
That's how he's
playing in
playing it.
VR.
Yeah.
How do you like it?
I love it.
Is it so it's too much for Rocco for VR, but is it
Yeah,
like
but Garrett
do you
is a
think it's too
fan
much?
of that kind of stuff. And
Yeah,
so it's great.
I don't really have.
I'm not talking shit on the VR.
No,
I'm just
no,
saying
of course
for me.
not. Here's the thing. It does not look as good in VR as it does the way you're playing.
And that's what I was surprised by too, because we started that
it's
game,
beautiful
and Sean was
on the
outside,
TV
and it
screen.
was like, wow, the graphics are really good in this
Blew me
game.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But-
I'm very excited to beat it and go back and do it a second time, playing it through a first-person perspective.
how far are you?
I have done like 2 bosses. Found like the second big key that you need.
Okay.
I'm not even sure how
traverse.
far that is. In comparative
I mean,
to where you beat it, I don't even know.
I've explored like multiple, like 3-4 houses now, like different
Oh,
complexes.
really?
You're
Okay, so you're
like
far, yeah.
Resident Evil is like your favorite franchise.
Yeah, Resident Evil and Metal Gear.
How
are
does
definitely
this
up
stack up? Because
Yeah,
it's very
how
different.
do you think? That's
So-
what I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, I was with you. I wanted something new.
Yeah.
To breathe new life into this franchise that has been totally sucked dry like a, vampire.
Yeah.
It is so different and so unique, and yet has all of those elements of the first game, and being really frightened because you don't know what to expect around that next corner.
Yeah.
And literally like sneaking around and like sticking my head around corners to look and see, because at times it's like being in a madhouse where you're having to play hide and go seek.
Right. No,
And-
I agree with you.
And then at other times, it's really like, okay, I know there's some enemies I got to fight here. I got to get tactical and go fucking for headshots because I'm running out of ammo.
Yeah.
And it feels like that original Resident Evil where I'm running out of ammo. I've got to combine shit. Everything is combining and crafting, which is...
You love that.
It's an element that,
Yeah.
kind of like wasn't in the first Resident Evil, but was in other ones. It's got a little touch of everything from the best series, And whoever wrote it is like the biggest Evil Dead fan.
Dude, that's what I was
ever.
gonna say. I feel like not only that, but there are so many horror movie
Texas Chainsaw
homages.
Massacre.
Dude, there are straight up like
It just in the
Evil
hour we
Dead
played.
nods.
It is like Evil Dead
All over the
and
game.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I feel like a couple other classic horror movies.
Sure.
Friday the 13th, I
for
thought,
sure.
at one point.
Yeah, like we were playing this point where a character just comes smashing through a wall.
Yeah, that's
and
at the beginning. So
it's
yeah,
at the beginning, and I
that's
felt
okay.
like that was very much like Jason in Friday the 13th, and then there's like a cannibal family, and the way that shot is framed is like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the dinner scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, and
grandma
like
sitting
you
there.
know, kind of like the evil,
Exactly.
the evil girlfriend in the basement, and all the stuff that happens
Yeah.
to the main character. That's very like Evil Dead.
Well, in the very beginning, yeah, hand gets cut off.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and like chainsaw wielding, and
Right.
like it's there's a point where you're fighting one of the bosses. He gets a chainsaw weapon and says "groovy," like
Oh, no
as
shit.
dialogue,
Wow.
which was
That's pretty on the nose.
yeah, right on the fucking nose. So like I
Well-
had made these correlations before I got to that point, but then it was like really like wow, they were huge Evil Dead fans. I think going into this.
when we check out, we played it on Friendimension. It's not up yet, but it will be up soon.
Mhm.
We talked about kind of the difference between scary video games and scary movies, and I personally think video games are scarier than movies.
Yeah.
Personally, but then I was thinking about it. I think video games are just inherently scarier than movies because you're in control and they're a little bit more
Yeah.
immersive. And then this being the first virtual reality, big mainstream immersive horror thing, I'll make a controversial statement. This might be the scariest work of art ever created
I think I'm with you on that.
in the history of mankind. Just in the essence of we had stories, and then we had movies, and then we had video games, and like as the new technology comes out, the others kind of get a little bit stale.
Yeah.
And this is so cutting edge
You're in
and
the video game.
so frightening and so like anxiety ridden.
Yeah.
Dude, I
just, yeah.
hurt my neck reacting to
Oh, really?
like something that scared me in the game.
I think it might be
and-
the scariest thing ever made. Frankly,
Really?
It rattled
Yeah.
the fucking, you know, here's the thing, like I go in and I sit down, I can do about 2 hours and then I start to kind of get not real nauseous. I could see myself getting there, but I start to get hot and I start to
Oh,
get
yeah.
like I want to break, but I don't sit and play video games for more than like 2 hours at once anyway.
Sure.
yeah.
So, you know, this is 2 hours without because you're not taking drinks or snacking or anything while you're playing VR. I got headsets on. I wear over the ear headphones. I'm in a swivel chair. I feel like I'm putting on Lawnmower Man equipment.
It is like a super immersive mashup of all the classic horror movies of the last 30 years.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool
But
experience.
not in a way that it's like tacky. I don't think. It's like
No,
I'm fine with all of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. It is real. When I was playing it with my brother, I have a lot more like playing this by myself is still stressful to a point beyond where I normally like it. But you do when you're playing it on a console, just on a TV, you do get into a groove of like, I know what to expect. Let's
Yeah.
fucking do this. However, I will say I've had more fun playing with other people. We are playing it kind of together,
Right.
and it's fun having a group of people going, oh, you know what's coming next. Yeah, get this ready, and everyone kind of psyching each other up about it. I do have a little more fun. Not that it's bad single player at all by yourself, but the camaraderie makes it fun. And when I played with my brother and he was done with there was a part that was very terrifying. He looked at me and he was just like, that is survival horror.
Mm-hmm.
It does not forgo one for the other. And that's what's great about this game, is it is horror, but I see people talking about like Outlast. It's kind of like a combination
like
of Outlast.
Outlast.
No, fuck Outlast.
I did
Because
not like
Outlast
Outlast.
was you can't do anything. You're in this ugly ass hallway and things jump in your face every 30 seconds. And I feel
Yeah.
like that comparison is not appropriate at all. It is survival horror in the sense that both get equal opportunity. Horror it's all around you, but survival is there. You start to learn its tricks and you get fucking ready for it,
Yeah.
and that's why I think
and
it's great.
It really does. Once that game ramps up, it is Resident Evil, and you are shooting shit and killing shit.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I thought your description of hide and seek with a House of Maniacs was perfect.
yeah, and at times it is like that because they know when to stick that mode in front of you. Like you get a key, and then you know where you have to go use it.
Yeah.
But there's these crazy family members on patrol, and you don't want to come into contact with
Yeah.
them.
And
So then it gets very like Metal Gear, kind of crouching and sneaking around walls.
That's the thing about VR that I wish that we had in the game, because you can look around the corner, whereas
and
you
that,
in the game.
that does surprise me that mechanic
and dodge.
because people I know playing in VR have used that so much, that peering around the, like, you can literally physically go like that, and the fact there isn't a mechanic like that in the
'cause you
regular
can't do
game is
that.
surprising.
It feels so satisfying, and then dodging enemy attack
That's
is
cool.
really, really efficient too.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes
cool.
if I'm not running fast enough and I know a guy's coming behind me and swinging,
Fuck that.
I'll quick turn
just like-
and lean forward, and I don't get hit.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's a parry that is kind of like a guard that you use really efficiently that hasn't been in Resident Evil before, but it works in this mode. There's enough new stuff to make it a brand new and awesome. Like, obviously the VR is a brand new breath of fresh air, but it has all the old tropes of like puzzle solving and item finding and
So
combining.
you haven't beaten it yet? Not
No.
yet? Well,
I would say I'm like 5 hours in, 6 hours in.
how does this stack
cool.
up against all the others? Favorite Resident Evil? Second favorite?
No, the original Resident Evil will still always be, and maybe the remake, the GameCube remake, would be like my favorite Resident Evil, just because that's the story.
Is
of
this,
the first
is this
one.
like up there, like top 5 or lower end?
This we'll see when I get to play it a second run with the first
Yeah.
person instead of the VR mode. But I mean,
You're
God,
enjoying
this
it?
is really cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, once again, if you want to see us play it and get our reactions for the very first time, check out what's going to be the latest episode of Friendimension,
Yeah.
where we play Resident Evil 7.
Yes.